Protocol fans, I'm your host Frosty Coffee, bringing you guys the latest and greatest news for the upcoming game, Blue Protocol by Bandai Namco. Ladies and gentlemen, there have been a lot of games that over the course of the years, like from single player to multiplayer games, such as Spider-Man Miles Morales, there's Last of Us 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, what other games? There's Batman Arkham Knight. There's many games out there that have shown off their photo mode over the course of the years and given us an option as the player, as the consumer, to be able to take more time to go throughout the open world of the game and take those awesome screenshots. One game that I really love, which is an MMORPG called Final Fantasy XIV, which I do happen to reference a lot throughout my news videos, which are very similar to Blue Protocol in some way, shape, or form. I have referenced that many times. There is a photo mode called G-Pose in Final Fantasy XIV, which I use on a regular basis throughout Final Fantasy XIV, and I absolutely love the system there for being able to take screenshots, do little cool knick-knack videos of tilting, panning, looking at your character on these picturesque scenes. It is absolutely amazing, and not only that, today Blue Protocol's dev team have shown us that they also have a photo mode. Personally, I'm super excited because not only just in Final Fantasy XIV, I have probably like from PS3 era up until now on PC, I have taken so many screenshots. I've taken like at least 10,000 screenshots or more, who knows, on Final Fantasy XIV. And that will just continue with the more games that come out throughout the next upcoming years as they come on. And with Blue Protocol being such an amazing and very visually stunning world, to me at least, to see those amazing screenshots, like for example, the scene that you're seeing right here while I'm talking is very picturesque in a way. And although it's a moving video and all that stuff, pictures say a lot about things that happen throughout the world. It's like the developers said early this morning when they showcased this with their tweet, they said, share your memories. And they showed off these very awesome screenshots using the new photo mode for Blue Protocol. And just to do a rough translation for you guys, there's also a video that they showed while they gave us this footage of the photo mode and from the pictures to the videos that they tweeted out. It was really awesome. So let's take a look at that really quickly here. From the top of the menu, it showed photo mode, which is obviously the mode that you're in, of course. So off to the right hand side of the big text in photo mode, it said, I couldn't really read it out too much, but I can only assume that it's like a photo mode help utility with a little question mark off to the side there. So for the first page, it says camera reset and on one button off to the left. So we're going to go from left to right here. Camera reset, and then on the right hand side it said talk mode on. So this is kind of integrated a little bit with camera mode and your talk mode, which is really cool. And then a little bit off to the right hand side, it was a little hard to read, but it said your mode, what mode you're currently in. So if you're like, say you're in camera mode, it would say mode camera, or if you were in talk mode, it would quickly switch if you clicked talk mode, and it would show which mode you're currently in. So mode camera, that's the first one there. Now, I couldn't really read the bottom one, but it showed that you could click the enter key, and I couldn't really read it out. It was hard to read there. But anyway, there is another little thing there, an option that you can click the enter key, and I can't really figure out whether that gets you out of photo mode or not. Anyway, below that is the player. This is a weird translation, and like I said, it's a rough translation, but it said player internal bridge on/off. Now, I can only assume that this switches in between it locking you in to specifically around your character when you look at your character in game. Of course, when you want to take that screenshot, whether the camera is locked on your character or if it's not locked on your character. That's what I can only assume that button is for. Below that are some scroll wheels, and I'm going to list them off here for you. So here's your pan going up, and then your pan down. and then you have tilt. In the video, they actually show this later on, but below that on page 1 is also a reset button. If you just wanna, if you don't really like the scene that you have, and you'll see this throughout the many different modes that they show in different icons as you switch throughout photo mode, is a reset button in a big button throughout some of the different modes. On page 2, we have the gradation or the shading. Throughout here, you have your zoom, and then it has a reset button right by it. Then you have your focus and a checkbox that allows you to check on if you want to enable the blur. So this is ADOF, which is basically your field of view in a way, where the blur comes in and out. And there down below that is a little bit more advanced options for you to do a little bit more advanced blur or a little bit softness on the imagery. So you guys can play around with that to do a little bit more options, but it's really cool seeing these options because it's just a stepping stone. And although this is very minimalistic in a way, a very simple design for the photo mode, it's really cool because you get to really take in the field of view if you want to blur out other characters or blur out the background and make it very cinematic in a way. So I really like that. On page 3, they show the some very simple 4 buttons that are there, and the first listing there is your is to face camera. So the first button off to the left hand side is for your character or whatever character you're selected upon to face the camera, to face you guys basically. So they show this in the video, which is really cool. And then you have like a freeze frame. So like your character, I guess, is like not blinking and stuff like that. And it freezes the character so that it's not like when you're moving the camera, the character is constantly moving, for example. Like, so say you move the camera and then it freezes frame with the secondary button that's there. And the character, your character, will not move. So even if you move the camera, that secondary button is really helpful there. And then down below is your eye orientation. So the eyes can still move, but if you freeze the frame with that secondary button on the right-hand side, the character's eyes will not move whatsoever, which is really nice. On page 4, it's kind of unknown. They didn't show this in the video, but I assume that it's still under development. And of course, the text that you saw at the beginning of the video showed saying that basically this is still under development. So keep in mind that even though it is very minimalistic, the developers for Blue Protocol are very much still developing this piece of the hardware within the game, which is really awesome to hear. And I was a little scared at first, actually, myself, when I first didn't see any new news throughout this entire month, and then only to know that they did bring up some more brand new information throughout the developer update here. So it's really nice being able to see that, but to assume what the 4th icon is with the hands up with the 4th icon there that they did not choose, I assume that's for emotes, for selecting on specific characters, kind of like Final Fantasy XIV, as I'm going to reference here, where you can select on specific characters and then make them do emotes or focus on them and then freeze the frame on a specific thing that they're doing. And it's really neat, as they showed in the screenshots that I showed you before, where they had different action shots and stuff like that while the character is moving or doing a specific action, a dash, where they were attacking an enemy, or whether or not they were just doing a group shot with photo mode. It's really neat in that concept, and being able to freeze those frames, freeze the environment around you, is really cool. So I'm really excited. I'd really love to see like a day-night cycle, very much like Final Fantasy XIV, as they are currently, I think they're trying to implement that for 6.0 on Final Fantasy. But there are many games that have the day-night cycle setting for their games in single player and on multiplayer, and it'd be really cool to see that here on Blue Protocol as well. So guys, tell me what you think in the comments section down below. Was this really cool to be able to see photo mode? Are you guys going to be engaging in a lot of photos and scenes as you go throughout your adventure, throughout your storyline of Blue Protocol? Are you going to engage in hanging out with your friends, taking screenshots with them, people that you may meet throughout the game. Who knows? Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Would you guys like to see more? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section down below. All right, guys, that is all the brand new news that we have for you. And although I didn't cover last month's coverage because I thought it wasn't really all that new or concept or anything new to substantial for you guys in terms of news, I will be covering all the latest up-to-date news as soon as it comes out, as soon as I can get it out to you guys. So if you guys want to see guides, walkthroughs, all that awesome content, be sure to stick here on my channel. And of course, don't forget to like the video, of course, comment, like, and of course, subscribe. And if you guys want to know when my latest video is out, hit that bell icon and you guys will be notified when my next video goes live. All right, thank you all for watching. And of course, stay frosty, everyone.